You guys see that okay? Alright. How many cups? Okay, let's get my thing out here. So I say, yeah, the biggest thing for us is that we got to just get all the stuff together. So I need 2 cups of flour. 2 cups of flour. Let's get the flour out. Let's start with that. Give me a big bowl. Two cups of flour. 2 cups of tacos. Same. Hey, thanks for the follow. 1 cup. Two cups flour. It's Luna! Hi, Luna! We're making carrot cake. We're getting all our ingredients organized. Luna, we're trying to hit the 300 mark. Whip them into shape, Luna. For the kids. Tell them about it, Luna. Let's go. So making smoked ribs? Hey, Mish, how you doing? Carrot cake is the only birthday cake my mom ever made me. She's not much of a baker. We are. Oh my gosh, I made green chili mac and cheese, ham, French style green beans, and for appetizer I made deviled eggs. Yeah, it came out so good. Listen, I need y'all to donate because if I'm not doing it this year, I can't buffer. Let's go, everybody. Next giveaway, it's going to be for a Starfield t-shirt at $300. We're what, $49 away? What are we at? We need stuff and stuffs. All right, so that was the first thing. Then I need 1.5 cups of white sugar. One and a half cups of white sugar. Let's get the white sugar. I hope you have room, Megan, because I'm moving in just for your food. Come on in, Mish. 1.5 cups white sugar. This. That's right. There's 1. Now I need a half. Oh, did my music stop? My music stopped. I gotta get more music. 1.5 cups white sugar, so a half cup. There we go. Boom. There's our sugar. Look at this. As I'm getting all my stuff organized. Alright, let's put the music back on. Let's go. What does my number say? $49. 48 something. Alright, what's next? Let's see, 2.5 teaspoons of baking soda. Now we get to utilize our little guys, our little cups. Baking soda. Here we go. I can't. I've been working towards this all year. Let's see. 2.5 teaspoons. That's my teaspoon, so I need 2.5 of these. 2.5 baking soda. There's 1. There's 2. And I've got a half in here somewhere. Where's my half? 2.5. Go. Nice. Boom. All right, Madagon is under pressure this year. He doesn't have you picking up his... This is true. Hi, Pickle. Happy Easter. Baking soda, 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder. So baking powder. Where's my baking powder? That is. I got both kinds. I got baking thing and powders and everything. Look at that. I got a 1/4 teaspoon. I'm going to do 3 of those to make 3/4. Look at this. Math. It's all about the math. So 1, 2, 3. Gosh. I'm so good. Happy Easter, Nana. How you doing? Anyone in chat making anything fun for Easter? Dun, 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 dun. I know what they're making. A donation to the P4J. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Happy Easter. Oh, that's the music I like to hear. Who did it? Whoa, White Tiger. White Tiger with a big 50 buckaroos. Woohoo! Let's go. Doing all right. Just got home from a roommate's family Easter. I'm tired from all the kids. Oh, I bet. Yeah, well, all the kids running around, always a little tiring. Let's go, White Tiger. Let's start up the giveaway for the t-shirt. Here, I'll go over to this one. Let's get this going. So this one is... Where's the thing? Where's the thing? Daku. All right, so this is a Starfield size large t-shirt. All right. Bum, bum, bum. And like I said, I give you a secure link with the code for Daku to send it to you because it's a physical item. So it's a physical item. So Starfield. Starfield t-shirt large. All right, so let's do this. Let's do that. Kivrin got the thing. Very nice. Dun, 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 dun. All right, Orianza, thank you so much. Go have fun. Thank you, thank you. All right, so let's mark that out there. Back to giveaways. Doing another one. Start the giveaway. There we go. Giveaway is started. There we go. I want that t-shirt. That's a good looking t-shirt. There we go. Okay. So I'm at salt. Half a teaspoon of salt. Just put things in order. All right. Now here's those 3 teaspoons. 4. 5. 5 teaspoons of this. Frostings. Ooh, I gotta take it. Oh, let me take out the butter and the stuff because they've got to thaw a little bit. Butter and cream cheese. How much butter am I using? Let's see. Well, almost 1 cup. 1.5 cups of cream cheese. Half a cup. Mac and cheese! Know my thing. So, this is half a cup. Is a quarter. Half a cup. Half a cup. So that's full of butter. Cream cheese, I need like 1.5 cups. I got the Philly 2-pack. Eight ounces is a cup or half a cup? Chat, what does it say? 8 ounces is a cup? Eight ounces is 1 cup. Okay, so that's 1 cup, so 1.5. Yeah, just to get these to start warming up a little bit. Do I link the recipe? No, I've got it right here on my... that's what I'm looking over here, Brain. I've got a tablet that has the whole recipe for me. So thank you, though. Thank you. I appreciate it. Woodchopper, how you doing? Doing some cooking with my new single induction cooked up. Ooh! Just a pot of black beans. Ooh, I love black beans. Missed a few donations. T-shirt giveaway time. Let's go! T-shirt giveaway time. Okay, and then looking ahead at 400, let's do purple guar pet. Let's do purple guar pet at 400. I need cinnamon. Oh, wait a minute. Large size, I'll pass. Well, you can always use it. Like, if I were to get it R2, I'd keep it as decorative. That's how I think of it. If you want to win it, you enter it. If you win it, you'll put it as decorative. Yeah, because I'm more like a 2X kind of guy. So there's that with all of those spices. Salt. Oh no. Oh no. No, all the things. All the things and stuff. I would use it as a sleep shirt or a loud shirt, small, medium here. Oh, really? Oh, it's the other way? Well, then wash it a bunch. It'll shrink. Guaranteed to shrink. Oh my gosh, Tian-Line!
Tian-Line has rated with 58 viewers. Welcome.
Tian-Line, welcome on in. How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Everybody, get in on the giveaway. We just hit 300. We're now working on $400, and if we get to that one, we're doing a purple guar pet giveaway. But right now, we've got a Starfield T-shirt giveaway. Woohoo! Happy Easter! I'm getting all of my ingredients ready for making the carrot cake. So I add all of my spices. Cinnamon, ginger, allspice, cardamom, clove, nutmeg. 3 large eggs. I need 3 large eggs. Look at that. The last 3 eggs I have in my thing. Alright, so there's my butter. Butter. That and half of this. And actually, this is for making the cream cheese frosting. So, here I run short of egg. Yeah. Well, actually, I got a whole other thing of eggs. Luckily, I picked that up this week. Did you have fun? Did you guys have a good day? Let's see. 3/4 of a cup of vegetable oil. 3/4 of a cup of vegetable oil. There's my 1/4 thing, so I will do one of those. Let's put that in here. Actually, we can put this in this cup. Look at that. I am using all my cups and all my... How are we doing? Oh my gosh, we're 34 people away from our followers. And what did I say? 3/4 cup vegetable oil. 3/4 cup. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Perfect. Three-fourths cup of that. Moving from Australia, everyone. There we go. Okay, so we got that. Our eggs are things or stuffs. Vanilla. Oh, lemon juice. I'm doing fresh lemons, y'all. 1.5 teaspoons. White Tiger.
2 cheered 100 bits. Thank you.
Look at this. I'm doing fresh lemon juice. So 1.5 teaspoons. So there's my teaspoon. The 1.5 of that. All right. Let's roll this out. Cake is yummy. Oh my gosh, if this comes out as good as I'm hoping, White Tiger, I'm going to have carrot cake for all week and then some. All right, we need another bump. We need another bump. We're at 300. I need a little bit more. Let's start going towards 400. Let's start going through 400. We've got 2 hours and 10 minutes. 2 hours and 10 minutes to raise the rest of the stuff that I want to raise. Let me do this over here so it doesn't squirt everywhere. How many teaspoons do I need? Lemon juice, 1.5 teaspoons. Whoa! I'm glad I did it over here. Wow, I just squished it everywhere. 1, 2. Come on. No, not the seed. No seed. There we go. 1.5 teaspoons. Nice. Nice. I'm going to smell fresh over here. Fresh and lemony. Woo-hoo. Fresh and lemony. Yeah, na, 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 na. Nudgy! What's going on, Nudgy? We're doing so good. I'm getting all my stuff together. There's my lemon juice. And the total is 1,150 from hitting 1,000 grade by P4 over its lifetime. Oh my gosh, let's go, everybody. Where is Team Chaos? Where is Team Chaos? There's like a 69 in there somewhere. There's got to be something in there. Come on, peeps. Let's go. Let's go. This is for the kids. This is for the kids. We got this. We can do it. We can do it. We can do it. Liz, how you doing? Happy Easter. How are you? How's night doing? I'm gathering all my stuff. We're doing really good. Where is it? We're doing really good. I got all my stuff for all my cooking. Come on, click that link and donate. There we go. Who's that? Who's that? What the fudge? What just happened? Whoa! I said fudge. Thank you so much, whoever did that. Oh my god. Okay. I'm in like shock. Holy buckets. Okay. Well. Oh my god. That deserves a frick bomb right there. Holy fudge. Mother.
Richandy57 shared 5 bits. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Anana. Whoever did that, thank you, thank you. Oh my god. Oh my, like my knees went weak. I had to look at it with my new glasses. I was like, $7.77. Holy buckets. Cheer alert says Matt Faithful. Yeah. God. Thank you so much. This is for the kid. That's going to make me cry. Oh, I'm going to make the best carrot cake ever. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, everybody. Okay, this giveaway is now for everything. We're just going to like give away like all the codes and all the stuff. Are you crying, Mish? Oh my god.
Twee924 is a returning jazz cat and has
holy
13 months.
Buckets. Holy buckets. Nunji, are you still here, Nunji? Nunji, what does that put us at for getting to the 100K? I saw the math, but I was just like, oh, we might not get there today. Holy moly. Oh my, like I said, yeah, my knees went weak. Holy moly. We'd be under a 1K left to go. Oh my god. Oh my gosh, thank you. Whoever did, thank you, thank you. That puts the entire charity at 9,960. What's the math? That's one. Is that, I can't do math. Is that 300? That is so bonkers, right, Rich? Rich, it's every time I think I can't be stunned, 300 and change. Holy buckets. No, you're okay, Mo. 36778. That was a month. That's the biggest donation we've ever had. We have, as a Jazz Cats community, I saw it the other day, we have raised over. Oh my gosh, what do we got? What else we got? Oh my gosh, my heart. Mish! Thank you, Mish! Mish has been donating in everybody's stream. Mish has been like a powerhouse. Thank you, Mish, so much. I know, I'm getting my cardio, Ellie. ESO, yeah, ESO's been. We have raised, as a Jazz Cats, I think we've raised over $25,000. Just the Jazz Cats. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. What's our final total right now? Holy buckets. Is that a 6? Is that 1069? 69? Oh my gosh. So what's the charity this time? This is the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Oh my god. Okay, I gotta like compose myself. Holy moly. Oh. Last P4J was 3,169. Oh, was it? Yeah. It was crazy. We did like for like a week. Yeah, it was like nuts. Oh my gosh, everybody. Oh my gosh. Okay, everybody entering the giveaway, I'm just going to put all the stuff. We're just going to, like, as we wait for the cake to come out and do the stuff, we're just going to, like, do giveaways. Oh my god. I am like absolutely stunned. I am like stunned. Thank you again, Anonymous. Holy buckets. Okay, we're gonna take this. Where's my thing? I can't even find my thing. Okay, I'm just gonna say all the stuff. All the giveaways I have, giveaway. So everybody enter. Thank you all for donating so far, and all those that are waiting to donate. Please remember, if you can't afford it, just put out. Yeah, that's the best thing. It really is. And sometimes, like balloon type. Okay, sometimes when we get big donations.
Balloon, Maty, balloon. Quick, pop it.
Thank you. On which word? I'm coming over here. I'll fix it quick. The great thing is that we'll have some people that just are like kind of breezing by our stream, and they love helping out Make-A-Wish. We've had that before, that we've had anonymous people and people that we have never met, and they have given us money just because they know they support the cause. I can't type either. What word is it? Where's my word? Oh, thank you. All the giveaway. All the giveaways. I have giveaway.
Ishabue gifted the Jazz Cat Takari a sub. Ishabue gifted a tier 1 sub to Takari.
Thank you, Ishabue, for getting it. Takari, welcome back to the Jazz. Enjoy your bagels. Oh my god. Like I said, I'm like, I don't even know where I am now. I don't even know where I am. What did I just do? I did lemon juice. That's right. 3 eggs, canola oil. I need 6.7 ounces of milk.
Beeple2223 is a returning Jazz Cat
Beepal!
and has served for 38 months. Happy Easter.
Thank you so much. Happy Easter, Beepal! Welcome back to the Jazz. Enjoy your meds. I'm on cloud 9. I'm like on cloud 10, pushing cloud 11. Yeah, good clip that reaction. I hope so. Yeah, we'll get clips of today. We'll get clips of today. Solero's around, so I'll get some good clips. Oh my gosh, LC, thank you for giving that a Pyro Man. Pyro Man, welcome back to it. We got a hype train going on. Holy mo! What are you guys doing?
Where my brain shared 100 bits. Thank you.
Choo-choo, let's go!
Train.
Let's go, everybody. Oh my gosh. 7 ounces of milk, huh? 7 ounces of milk. That's 8 ounces. 7 ounces of milk.
C3L3R0 gifted the Jazz Cat Red Wandolph a sub. C3L3R0 gifted a tier 1 sub to Red Wandolph. They have given 139 gift subs.
Ha! You look at that! People, Solero's on it. Josh is on it. Happy Easter. Thank you, White Tiger. Thank you so much, everybody. Let's go. Let's go.
Klapari's one is a returning Jazz Cat and has subbed for 24
Boom! Happy Easter, guys. Happy Easter. Whoa!
92 cheered 100 bits. Thank you. Happy Easter.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Moments like this, we've got to treasure. We've got to treasure them. Oh my gosh. Thank you, everybody, for the hype train love. You're amazing.
Cheered 100 bits. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, lemon juice, vanilla extract, 2 teaspoons. Look at me trying to continue. Look at me trying to continue. This is all fake right now. Josh, thank you for gifting 6 months to
Josh
Dragon.
gifted to
Holy
Just Cat
buckets.
Dragon _81
Holy
sub.
buckets,
Originally,
Josh.
Josh gifted 6 months of tier 1 to Dragon _81. They've gifted 236 months in the channel.
2 teaspoons of vanilla. Oh my gosh, Earl. 2 teaspoons.
Kyberson cheered 100 bits. Thank you, Choo Choo.
You know what? I'm going to get a fresh one. I got fresh. Choo Choo Kyberson, thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Y'all are amazing. Let's go. Oh my goodness. Xanther, thank you for giving us something, Nina.
True Xanther gifted the Just Cat Nonane Rev 2.
Oh my gosh.
True Xanther gifted a tier
Yeah,
1
I'm glad I got
sub to
some more
Nonane Rev
vanilla.
2.
More vanilla.
Richandy 57 cheered 100 bits.
I do.
Thank you. Maty needs to get treadmill wore up. Okay.
I know. Oh my gosh. I said, man, just when I think I'm just like, there's nothing that can make me get flustered anymore. Nope. Nope. Oh my goodness gracious. Thank you, everybody. Oh my gosh, let's go. Let's go, all you wonderful people. Woo! Alright, 2 of these. 1, 2, there we go. Never say never. I know, lesson learned. Lesson definitely learned. Oh my word. Wowzers, everybody. Wowzers. Wow, wee wow. Woo. Oh my goodness. Whoa. Wow. Welcome to Twitch. Community's not to break their streamers in all the good ways. It's very true. It's very, very true. Oh my gosh, everybody. Ah. Let's see, vanilla extract, can of crushed pineapple. I got the crushed pineapple. How much is that? Crushed drained very well. Is that 8 ounces? Wait, she says 8 ounces. I've got 20 ounces. So about half of this. Okay, we're going to have to figure that out. Oh my gosh, everybody. Thank you for this Monster High Train Buddha. What's going on? Oh my gosh. Can we get back? I was crying off earlier. Yeah, can't help that. Oh my gosh. Woo. All right, we're going to strain this thing. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, I'm like... Woo. Okay, so this is about half. Thank you for the follow. By the way, we're cruising up on 22,000 followers. So this is about half the can. If I do this... Wonderful. Let's wipe this. 8 ounces in a cup, yeah. Oh, that's true. And this is I did half, and that would be 10 ounces. We'll eat a couple of. We'll eat a couple. We'll eat a couple. That's what we'll do. If anyone's here, it's very cool and kind. Oh, thank you so much, Julius. Appreciate it. Thank you all for that wonderful hype train. Y'all are so kind to me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
science has proven just recently, a paper that was put out in Nature and everything, that the dinosaurs did not follow Madagon. It is scientifically proven now. Dinosaurs did not follow Madagon. Now, you know what happened to the dinosaur. I'm just pointing this out. Now, correlation is not causation. It might be completely unrelated that the dinosaurs not following Madagon and then their fiery, the explosive death at the hand of the Chicxulub comet. It might be unrelated, but you have to ask yourselves, is it worth the risk?
All right, let's go. I drank a little bit of the pineapple juice. Nom, 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 nom. Nom, 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 nom. All right. No, 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 no. All right. Woo! Let's go, everybody. All right, so how much, Nunji, where are you? Or whoever knows. How much do we need to put it up to so that we get ourselves up to 100K? What's the number? What do I got to do? Because I can alter my thing. $357 off. Okay. We can do it. We can do it, everybody. We can do it. 300, so that's our thing. 357. We got this. Let me see. Can I get into... $57. Nunji, give me a nice round number that we can put our thing to. Because I don't think I'm going to do it. We're just going to say it. 1,450? If we hit that, I'll add a code for the Erie Valley Vanguard to give away. Let's go, Cal! Oh my gosh. Okay, things that we're giving away. The purple Guarp if we get there. Pink torch bugs. I got a Starfield shirt. We've got a Necrom shirt. 14, 20, 69 Zim. Will that get us there? Let's say that. That is a beautiful number. 14, 20, 69. Let's go. Lala! Lala, look what we've done! Lala! Holy buckets, Lala! Oh my goodness! Woo! I haven't made the cake yet! Oh my gosh! Yep, they broke me, Lala. We had a $777.77 donation. Biggest donation in Jazz Cat history. Holy buckets. Half ounce of shredded coconut. Yeah, anonymous. Lala had no idea. $777.77. Blew the roof off it. How many ounces in a cup? Eight ounces? So what's half an ounce? Half an ounce is just what? That's not a lot, is it? So she actually doesn't put a lot of coconut. A 1/16 of a cup I get. That's what I'm saying. So basically it's like a sprinkle. A tablespoon? Yeah, it must be just a tail of coconut. Oh, maybe this is just a top on the top. You think it's a teaspoon? Okay. Let's do that then. Is that right? Is that right? Unsweetened shredded coconut, 1/2 ounce. 35 grams. Does that sound about right? Tablespoon, sorry, tablespoon. Tablespoon. There we go. Tablespoon. Boom. And then chopped walnuts. I'm using pecans, 3.5 ounces. This bag does not want to close. Did you wait? So, Brain, it was a small amount of coconut, huh? I thought there was more coconut. Had to bring you out a lurk? There you go. Okay. All right, let's go through it all because I'm a little crazy. All right. 2 cups of flour. 1.5 cups of white sugar. 2.5 teaspoons of baking soda. 3/4 a teaspoon of baking powder. Salt. All the spices. Boom. 3 large eggs. Vegetable oil. Milk at room temperature, lemon juice, right there, vanilla in the little cup, carrots, that's our big thing. We gotta do 2 cups of carrots. Crushed pineapple, drained very well. Do I have to drain it more? It is a little juicy. There we go. Shredded coconut. Half cup of pecans. Is that what it is? 1/2 cup? Okay. People fall asleep in Maty's streams. He falls asleep to so many. Hi, Echo. How you doing? All right. Oh, pecans. I love pecans. All right. Let's crush these up. And so it's 1/2 cup, you said. 1/2 cup. Almost there, a few more. The viewing is combining and pleasant. There you go. everybody. We got to make a dent in that new goal. 14, 20, 69. 14, 20, 69. Let's make a dent. Let me hear some more of a donation music. Ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-dum. I want some more. Don't forget to test the pecan and make sure it's not... That's true! You know what? Yeah, we got to. That's just for safety, right? That's just for safety. Yep. Good idea. Good idea. No, no, no. No, 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 no. All right, we're doing good. All right. While we are doing the carrots, let's get the oven up to temperature. Fahrenheit. Okay, that won't take long. That won't take long. Bake 350. All right. Let's get the carrot. Lots of stuff. We got everything that I've got. Pink torch bugs, bantam guars, t-shirts, Necrom game code. Yeah, tons of things. We got our wonderful KitchenAid. We've got our wonderful KitchenAid. Let's go. Let's move this stuff out of the way. Give it away. No, 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 no. All right, we need a big bowl. Let's do this. And we need, how many? We need 2 cups. Actually, hold on, wait on that. I don't want to fire that up too quick. This is going to take a sec. I need 2 cups of carrots. Okay. How many carrots do you think that's going to be? Ba-da-da. There's a big carrot. 2 cups, huh? Ba-da-da-da. Ba-ba-da-dee-doo-doo. $180. I don't know. I've never cut up like a lot of carrots before. All right. Whew. I got coats, I got t-shirts, I've got this one. All right, so let's wipe this down. Wipe this down. Cut off the ends. That and that. All right. Ugh. Ugh. Bend the knee. I've been standing up too long today. Bend the knee. All right. Bum, bum, bum. There you go. Thank you, Overthought. We got to kickstart this in. I want us to get the overall. So what we're pushing for is that the overall that we have raised as ESO fam is almost at $100,000 over the years. We did so good today. We are on the cusp. We need like 367. Did you say more dollars? So if we can hit 1,420. Pinned until further note. Perfect. Thank you. Yeah. We will reach the goal. We will reach that epic goal. Oh my gosh. All right. Here you go. Y'all ready for the magic? Here we go. Oh, this is perfect size. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Solero, it's too much for me to go in. I got to put in information and everything. We're just gonna wing it. This is great. Yeah. That actually might be close to enough. 2 cups? That's 1 cup. Yeah, that'll work. 2 cups of carrots. Let's go. All right, we'll keep this for later. Whew. I always like the winging it. Me too. There's some things you just gotta wing. Carrots, done. Have that. We got that. Put that down here. Let's clean these out. All right. Okay. Woo. All right. Okay, now I think I can start the oven. Bake. Because we need that, I think. Is that bigger? Yeah. I need 2 big bowls. Ugh. Are you preheating? What are you doing? So, bake that start. There it goes. Now it's preheating. I was like, what's going on? Let's take this. Oh, did our music shut off? Hold on, let me get the music back on. Let me get the music back on. Oh. There we go. How are we doing, everybody? We doing good? I love it. Our because we put the orange carrots in it, it stained it. It stained the white orange. Now I got an orange KitchenAid. Oh my gosh, who's that? Hi guy, thank you for the 22 buckaroos. Nudgy! What's up, buddy? That's too funny. We got the orange stain. Orange stain. Orange stain. How you doing, Hawkeye? Thank you so much, my friend. Oh my god. Crazy. This is absolutely crazy time. Crazy time. Alright. What's our number? What's our number, everybody? How far are we away? 340? The 340 bucks? Trying to plan things to do in Amsterdam is giving me an also. Oh gosh. $309 to go, everybody. $309. We got this. Cal is putting down an extra guar patch. I'll throw in some extra stuff too. We don't know. I'm going to give away a whole bunch of stuff. I've been saving up until this. Let's go. Let's go. 309 bucks. We can do it. $309. I want Daku to wake up and come into our stream and tell us we collectively hit the 100,000 mark. I want you all to be a part of that. I want you all to be a part of that. Oh my gosh, that's epic. We have raised that much money in the time that I've been streaming for 5 years, so you've all been a part of this. Oh my gosh, everybody, let's go. Let's go, let's do this. Oh, let's do this. Oh my gosh. I know you can. I know you can. You can do it. Okay, we got everything we need for our stuff. Ugh. Ugh. Including me being sore. After we make this and we put it in the oven, I'm going to have to sit down for a bit. I'm going to have to sit down for a bit, get off my feet. Da, 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 da. 357? Do we still need 357 or did it go down? Oh. All right. Oh. Oh. Drink of water. Drink of water. That's what we need. I just looked. Okay. All right. All right. So first things first, dry ingredients. So, instructions. Line 2. Oh, I gotta prep my bowl, my things. Hold on. With our parchment. I don't have enough room. Parchment. I need 2 circles. Go in here, 2 circles. Let me get a pencil. Do you guys know this trick? Go. Cut that. Put that in the bottom. All right, that's the oven. Oven's ready. even icing. You have a proposal. What's the proposal? I mean, I've always wanted to get married. Focus face chat, talk amongst yourselves. Trying to cut circles here. There we go. Check DMs on Discord. Want to make sure you were okay with it first before announcing. Let's see. What do we got? Oh. Maty, concentrate. I am. Let's see, what you got, buddy? Yeah, let's go! Do you want me to announce it or do you want to announce it? No, you're good. No, for that I will. Oh my gosh. Post in chat. Yeah, go right ahead. Everybody, listen up. Look what Hawkeye's putting up. There's our stuff. Whoa! Here we go. Hi, Mercy. Thank you for the $5. That will count. Wonderful. Thank you, Hawkeye. Hawkeye will match all donations to the charity for the next 90 minutes up to $180. If everyone else collectively donates $180, then they'll match it. Let's go, everybody. So that means $5. So now we're $175. $175, everybody, and Hawkeye's going to match it. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, my gosh. All right, instructions. Line 2 the balloon and lightly spray. Set aside. In a medium bowl, stir together the flour, sugar, baking soda, baking powder, salt,
Lalela cheered 500 bits. Thank you. At Huck_I_117 will match
Oh my
the
gosh,
next
you made the thing.
$180 in donations for the tiny humans if it's sweet Maty go. Let's go.
Thank you, Nunji! Nunji, thank you! Lala, thank you for that shout out for Hawkeye! Letting people know. Thank you for the 500 bits to do text-to-speech. Let's go! So that's $10. So that's $165 left. 165 left. Let's go. Okay. Main power. It's spices. All the spices. Let's go. Let's go, everybody. 165. I pinned it too. Thank you so much. All right. What time is it? 3, 4. Oh my gosh, I gotta get going here. I gotta start baking. Ultra, thank you for the 50 bucks. Ultra, thank you for the 50 bucks. Let's go. Whoops. All right, I'm gonna have to clean that up later. All right. A large bowl, whisker hand there. Combine the eggs, oil. Give me another. In this one, combine the eggs, whisker and hand mixer. Combine eggs, oil, milk, lemon. Eggs. Come on, egg. There you go. There you go. Woo. All right. Ba-da-da-da-da. Stir that with a paintbrush. All right, I got a big whisk. There you go. Eggs. All right, let's say eggs, oil, milk, lemon, vanilla, that's it. Okay. Nice one, Ultra. Way to go. Slowly add the flour mixture. Slowly scrape down the bowl. Mix batter just until flour is incorporated. Fold in the carrot, pineapple, coconut, and chocolate. Chopped nuts. Okay. Coconut, that, and that. Okay. That. Okay. Put into this. All right. All right. We're stirring. We're stirring, everybody. I like how it looks like it's like there's no possible way any of this could come together. And it does. Alright. That's all coming together. That's looking fantastic. Fold in the grated carrot, pineapple, coconut, and chopped nuts. So, carrot. Hold it in. I was totally going to say that about Maddie, but I was being... Kitchen magic. The magic of the kitchen. Get the carrots in. Pineapple. Pineapples to keep it with. The pineapple is what I'm very interested in. I have never had carrot cake with pineapple. But I think that and the spices is why it's her Caribbean carrot cake recipe. Okay, and then coconut. And nuts.
Hawk_I_117 shared 100 bits. Thank you. $115 to go until we hit the 100K, folks.
Oh my gosh, are we that close?
I believe in you.
I believe in you too. $115, everybody. If we get $115, Hawkeye is going to match that 180 that we started with, and the total, Nudgy's going to give us the okay. The total raised by the ESO fan for playing for Joey's for Make-A-Wish would be $100,000. Holy buckets! Woo! Let's go! Let's go! $2, $3, $5, $10, $50, whatever you can do. Oh my gosh, it matters right now. It matters right now. And oh my gosh, this is going to be an awesome cake, by the way. Okay, here we go. Let's do it, everybody. Let's do it. Okay, I gotta pour it into the tins. Here's the tough part. That looks about even to me. Oh my gosh, did we do it? Did we do it, everybody? Holy free holidays. Woo! Not sure how often updates, but yes, $270 is currently on Tiltify. Let's go. Let's go. Let's bring it home. Let's bring it home. Let's get this achievement, everybody. We all love getting achievements. Let's get the achievement. Let's get the achievement. Bum, bum, bum. Here we go. We ready? Let's put this in the thing. All right, how long does this cook for? For about 30 minutes. All right, 30 minutes, everybody. We can do it. All right. Put my that on. One. Two. All right, timer. 30 minutes. Let's go. We can do it. Yes, we can. All right. Next. Cream cheese frosting. Cream cheese frosting, everybody. Let's go. Oh my gosh, Maddie, where did you get the... Oh my gosh, these were just in my regular supermarket. They're called Of Gloves, and they're the best thing ever. Because I used to burn, not my hands, but the top of my hands. I'd hit it, you know, I'd be pulling something out, and I'd hit like the top of my wrist. So yeah, I got these. I love them. Okay. 30 minutes, brown, let the thing like that. Frosting in a large bowl. Where'd my bowl go? Okay. A large bowl here, we're adding butter. Gotta mush this a little bit. Mush it. Mush it. There you go. Mush that butter. Mush it. Yeah, it's like perfect. I love it. Mush the butter. Mush the butter. I'm gonna wash this off. All right, everybody, let's go. Let's go. I'm cooking up a storm for you. You gotta help me out. You gotta help me out. Let's go. Oh, I gotta cut this open. Let's go. Let's get the last of the monies. Last of the monies, and I'm gonna be giving a ton of giveaways. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be crazy. Ton of giveaways. Let's go. Let's do it. Lala's here for it. Come on, Lala. Inspire the troops. Let's go. Let's go, Lala, with all Lala boats. Let's do the things. Hype, 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 hype. All right, that. And then the second one, we just need half. So we can do this, squeeze out half. About half right there. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Do that. Keep that for later. Have it on some bagels. All right, so we got that and we got that. Oh, burp. Oh my gosh. Remember that lunch that I had? I have worked all of that breakfast off. I have worked all of that breakfast off. Oh my gosh. Whew. All right, large bowl. They should want a little bit of salt. A little bit of salt. All right, a little bit of salt. All right, so use a hand mixer, beat them together with vanilla, and slowly incorporate stuff. Okay, get my vanilla. All right, the icing sugar. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. A block of cream cheese. I need more lemon juice. Okay, so we need a little bit of vanilla. We need a pinch of salt, lemon juice, and a little zest. I'm glad I kept the rest of the lemon juice. Lemon juice. Oops. Take back my seed. Oh, who we got? I can't get over there. Somebody tell me. second. Dark Picard with 20. Is that 20? 23. We're so close. 23. Let's go. Thank you, Dark Picard. Oh my gosh, you're amazing. All right, I got that, and now I just need 2.5 cups of the icing, the powdered sugar. 2.5 cups. Where's my cups? I think I might have to open up the second bag. 2.5 cups. Here, 2. Whoa! Yeah, that's 1. I'm gonna need more. I got a whole other bag. Ugh. Okay, this could go wrong, very quickly. A bag of powdered sugar. Please pray for me. This could go very badly. Daco, we're doing it! Daco, we're doing it! Let's go! Daco's here! We're not letting Daco down, everybody! We're not! Not on my watch! Let's go! Let's go, everybody! How much more do we gotta get? How much more do we gotta get? $92! $92 because Hawkeye is going to match the 180 that we started with. Let's go. Oh, that's a lot of powdered sugar. Okay, this could be bad. Everybody, this could be bad. Powdered sugar. There we go. Can we get there? Okay, I think we're okay. I think we're okay. That was, just don't sneeze. Don't breathe in. Don't do anything, everybody. Oh my gosh. Let's go, everybody. 92 buckaroos. We've got this. We've got this. Come on. Let's go. Come on, everybody. Come on, let's... Oh! I hear it! I hear it! Daku, what do we got? 669 display name optional. I love it. Display name optional. Let's go. Let's go. That's the best. Achoo! Let's go, everybody. Oh my gosh, we're so close. We're so close. Oh my gosh. Let's be remembered, everybody. Let's be remembered and go down in history of the Jazz Cats. Got together on a Sunday afternoon in late March and brought joy to all the kids. 85, come on. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Where's my thing? There it is. Ooh, I gotta find my mixer. Here we go. Let's go, everybody. Let's go. This is the moment. This magic moment that the Jazz Cats came alive. Ba-ba-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. This magic moment. All right. There we go. If we do it, everybody gets a taste of the frosting. How about that? Everybody gets a taste of the frosting. What am I looking for? My thingies. There we go. I was display name. I copy pasted the wrong thing apparently. That's okay. All right. There we go. All right. Be gentle. Okay. I'm gonna put like a plate to begin this. this is working. Come on, little engine that could. You can do it. There we go. Oh, it's splattering. Hold on. Ba-da-ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-ba-ba. You can do it. Sounds like you're parsing. There we go. Was there anything else I'm supposed to put in this, huh? Butter, cream cheese, sugar, salt, lemon.
Hawk_I_117 shared 100 bits. Thank you.
Let's go, Maty. You don't have enough to cover the whole handheld blender. So be gentle. I know.
So be gentle.
What do we got? I'm gonna have to scrape down the sides. Let's go. Mother ducky!
Sigmoid page 134 cheered 100 bits. Thank you.
Mother ducky, let's go! Thank you, everybody. Thank you for the 100-bit sig. Let's go. Time for me to be back later. Okay, sounds good, Spawn. We'll see you later. Bum, bum, ba-dee-doo-dum. Let me get a... Oops. No! Oh, no! Caught on the side. Okay. There we go. There we go. All right, what's our number? What's our number? How much left? $65. Come on, everybody. $65 and we've done the impossible. All right, let me have a taste. I just made cream cheese frosting. Holy buckets. Oh, is that good? Oh my God. I will never buy cream cheese again. Or frosting again. Thank Henry discovered the real. Mama's like, let him. Don't scare him. Don't scare him. Let him find out. Ah, there he is. Oh my gosh. Mama, you get one of these. I can pull it off. Come on. There we go. Yum. Yep, licking the paddles. Oh god. Mmm. That little bit of vanilla and lemon. Oh my. Oh my, that's something special right there. That is something special. Oh yeah. Num. Num, num, num. All right. Let's clean this down a little bit. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, everybody. You see how wonderful that is? Oh my gosh. All right. So we keep that out. All right, 12 minutes. I need to sit down. Put on that cinnamon rolls. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's true. You put that in. All right, I need to sit, and we're gonna pull some giveaways. Let's sit. Oh my goodness. Oh boy. Oy vey. Oh, 65 bucks, everybody. Bring it home. Bring it home, everybody. Bring it home. I'm sweating. I've been running around this place. I think I've lost about 10 pounds. Good, because I'm going to eat myself about 10 pounds worth of cake in a little bit. Oh, 65 bucks. 65 bucks, everybody. Let's go. Let's bring it home. Let's bring it home, everybody. Let's go. 65 bucks. Exclamation point. P4J. We got this. Maty, I am. I'm gonna like have the cake and fall right to sleep. Oh my gosh, everybody, you can do it. Come on. Come on, that little bit. That little bit. I trust you're gonna feel fantastic. You're gonna feel so good. Oh my gosh. We're so close. It's the end of the weekend. It's the end of when we have time to do it. Let's go. Oh my gosh, the sense of accomplishment. 100K. That's not 100K ESO goal money. That's real money that's going to affect real kids in real lives in those positive ways. Let's do it. Let's do it. 65 bucks. 65 bucks. Oh, my feet are tired. Less than an hour left on my clock. We only have 65 left. Well, and actually, yeah, I've got to rate off in 45 minutes. So I got to start handing out giveaways. Let's start doing it. Everybody, get into the giveaway right now. I'm just going to start handing them out. Be here, be around, be present. It's going to go fast. Here we go. Let me get a cup of water.
Commence firing in 5, 4, 3, 2. This is your last chance to hit the cancellation button.
It is. Let's go.
Just kidding. 1.
Let's
Have a
go,
nice
everybody.
day.
Is there anything else other than me letting it cool down? There we go. What do we got? Madness! Madness! Hold on, I got the other thing on. Madness, way to go! Way to go, go, go! Let's go! Oh my gosh, it's puffing up so nice. It's puffing up so nice. All right, I got 10 minutes on that. We're doing good. Let's give away some giveaways. I got 10 minutes to get out a few. Here we go. Let's go. Like I said, is there anything else I need to do? Blah, 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 blah. Let the cake rest. Frosting. Boom. Okay. No, we're doing perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right. Let me flip to the other way. What else am I not doing? This. All right. Ooh. I can do it. I can do it. Ooh. All right, everybody. Here we go. Flip into... What one has everything? I think my ESO's got everything. There we go. There it is. Wait, did someone say hold my beer? Hold on, hold my beer. Madness! Wait, was that the old Madness? It might repeat. Madness, did you do a second one? Or is that because I changed scenes? You did? Yay! Thank you for another $25. Let's go. All right. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Sorry, let me shut off my daily goals and stuff. Hi, boss, off. All right. Hey, does the counter on top of it? It does. It goes automatically. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Which is a nice thing I like about how Stream Elements does the Tiltify changes. All right, everybody. Here we go. First giveaway. $15 left.
Commence firing in 5, 4, 3.
Here we go. First winner of the
The
T-shirt
cancellation button
is
Just kidding. 1. Have a
Brenton.
nice day.
Brain Gaming, you won the T-shirt. Bren, let's go. Okay, so Bren, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to give you two things. All right? Yours is a little bit more complicated just because I've got, it's a physical item. So what I'm doing first is that I'm giving you a code. I'm giving you the website. It's a secure website that, for a form that Docu made up. All right. Boom. So you fill out that form so that he can securely give you an address, that you can give an address. And the code for you is this code. Madness! Another $15! Yeah, it's easy to do. So there you go, Bren. That's your code for the Starfield shirt. Yeah. So yeah, don't be, like I said, I would not give you an address to go to if I wasn't 100% sure that it was all safe. So you go there and give yourself, White Tiger, $15, we did it! We did it! Hi, Brando, we did it! Holy buckets, we did it! Let's go! Let's go! We flew right by it, let's go! All right. Next giveaway, Purple Guarpet. Purple Guarpet. Purple Guarpet's the next one. Kymerson coming on in. Everybody at the last second. Oh my gosh. Purple Guarpet. The winner is Balin. Balin, you won the purple guar pet. Let's go. Balin, please speak up in chat. Balin, there you are. All right, thank you, everybody. Oh my gosh, Balin, here you go. Let me give you the code. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Balin, I don't know if we've talked before. We might have. Let me see. Oh yeah, Balin, we've talked before. Here you go. Same thing, Twitch Whispered. There's your code. All right. So Balin's got that one. Let's do the next thing is Necrom t-shirt. Necrom, we've got a Necrom t-shirt and it's a little smaller. I think it's a medium. Let me see. Medium size, yep. ESO Necrom t-shirt. It's that was a nice one, black and white and everything. Love it. All right, that goes to winner is Red Wanda. Red Wanda, you've won the Necrom t-shirt in medium. Yay! Please speak up in chat. Please speak up in chat. Red Wanda. Wandolph. I missed on the LF. Ba-da-da-da. Red Wandolph, are you there? Yay! You get, so it's the same thing. Same thing, Red. I'm giving you a, actually, Red, we haven't spoken before. Make sure, check your Twitch whispers. I just whispered you. Give me a hello back. I just want to make sure you can see it. So give me a hello back that you can see it. There you go, perfect. Okay, so the first thing is, since it's a physical item, I'm going to give you the link to that form we were talking about. So here's the link to the form. Okay. It's kind of cute. It's like, ineedyouraddress.com. Playing for Joey's. And your code for the shirt in medium is this. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. There's your code. There you go. Do that, put that in, and they'll send it to you. Happy Candy goes on sale every day. There you go. All right, how about for the next one? Let's see, I've got one more thing off of his, don't I? We got the a Necrom game code. Necrom game code. He's got an extra one for us. You know what? He didn't say if it was for PC or not. I'm guessing it's for PC. Let's say, hey, sir. Let's say, you don't... Daku, are you around? Let's wait on that one then. Let's wait on that one. Let's do a pink torch bug. Let's do a pink torch bug. Because then we can get everybody. Pink torch bug. Here we go. Oh, my thing just went. My thing just went. Hold on. Abort. Abort. Daku, is that Necrom game code? Is that for PC? For PC? Okay. Alright. Let's check here. It's all puffed up. Where is my... There it is. Let's check if we can pull the toothpick out. Oh my gosh, who's that? Ooh. Nice, they're done. Let's go. Who was that? Hawkeye 200 buckaroos. Hawkeye, let's go. Woohoo! Let's go, let's go. Oh my goodness. We did it. We did it. And just when I took the stuff out of the oven. How's that for timing? That's some timing right there. I tell you what. I tell you what. That's some time. Go Jazz Cats. Way to go. Hawkeye, thank you for the inspiration to get people going. Oh, that's so important. That's so important. Oh my gosh, you guys are wonderful. You're wonderful. You're marvelous. That you should care for kids. Oh my gosh, way to go everybody. Way to go. Oh. Oh my gosh. All right, everything off. Oh, hold on, let me double check. Everything's off. We just got to let it cool a little bit. Let that cool in the pans. Everything is off. Let's go. Let's go. Madness, everybody. Everybody who donated to everybody who got going. I added an extra 20 bucks because the website was 50 bucks off the calculation, so I want to make sure we hit. Thanks. Thanks, Hawkeye. Docu, did we do it? Hawkeye, Jazz Cats, yes, so we have raised $100,000 over 6 weekends since 2019. Let's go. Let's go. I'm on the wrong scene. Let's go. I'm like this and you guys can't see me. Let's go. Let's go. Hold on. Oh my goodness gracious. Whew. There we go. There we go, everybody. Holy buckets. Professional streamer right there. Oh my. Oh my. Thank you, everybody. Holy frijoles. Look at that. Look at that. Solero, thank you for capturing that. We're going to post that. Look at that. Look at that, everybody. And I can pull up the one for ours. Where did I put that? Let's pull the one up for ours so that I can see what the Jazz Cats did. Look at that. $1,521.69. We over by $521.69. It ain't no fam like an ESL fam because the ESL fam don't stop. That's right. Oh! Oh, does that feel good? That feels good, everybody. Look at that. Look at that. Look at dem apples. Look at dem apples, I say. Make a wish. Look at that. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, I'm giving away more things. I'm giving away more things. What else do I have in my tray? Oh, let's do the Necrom code. Let's do the Necrom code giveaway. So Necrom code for PC. Oh my gosh, my hands smell like cream cheese frosting. My place smells amazing. All right. Winner is Andrea Koss! Andrea, you won! You won. Oh, congrats. Best smell ever, right? Let me put my music, Jose music back on. Whew. Whoa. Sweating. We're sweating, everybody. Oh. Congratulations, everybody. Oh my God. Andrea Kosh, yo, you got it. Here, let me get you the code. Let me get you the code, my friend. Bum, ba, dum, ba, dum, ba, bum, ba, bum. All right, you've won a code before. Good. So I don't have to worry about that. Let me make sure I pick the right one. ESO Necrom code. There we go. That is to you. Oh. 10 minutes of polka music. Wait on this overthought. I'm going to redeem it later because this whole day I've been putting all of Jose's music so that we can post it to YouTube. I wanted to have this moment today because I was being very, stuff like that. Yeah, oh yeah, polka. Oh yeah, polka. How do I enter the giveaway? We closed it out. We're just redeeming the winners right now. We're just redeeming and actually, maybe I'll open up, we've got time. I can open up one more just for people who got here a little late. Let's do that. Let's do that right now. I've got time. You know what? And let's make this the mega pack. Do I have enough for the mega pack? Yeah. The mega pack is Bantam Guar, Purple Guar, Torchbug, and ESO Plus for a month. The ESO Plus is on EU. Is on PC only. Figures how to refresh. Yeah, if you can figure that out, that'd be perfect. Yeah, so let's do that. So hold on, let me redo the giveaway. Mark as complete. Let's go back. Let's reopen it up for the mega, and this will be our last one. There we go. There we go. Now everybody can get in. Now everybody can get in. Good, good, good. Because I got to do stuff with the cake anyway. Because we got to take it out of the pans, and I'm going to put in. Miss Molly Bake said put it in the fridge for a little while to let it cool a little faster. So we're going to do that. Let me get the thing up. Actually, if I'm going to go over to kitchen anyway, let's do this. Let's go kitchen. Let's go over to here. And let's, for the any giveaway I have thing, let's go mega pack giveaway. Yep. Cool. All right, you guys got that. Oh gosh, I'm gonna sleep like a baby tonight. Anno, did you just wake up again? Welcome back. We started a new giveaway. Perfect timing. Hawkeye? What's that from the movie? You're a steely-eyed missile man is what you are. Steely-eyed missile man right there. Thank you, my friend. I really appreciate it. All right, let's do this. Put this. There we go. That's a little bit better. Okay, so let's get the rack out. Let's get both racks out. And let me make some room in the fridge. Can I fit both of those that way? That way? We'll see. We'll see. Let's first get it onto here. All right. Oh my gosh, we got more! Who's coming in? Whoa, Freddy! Freddy, let's go! Getting both racks out. Very good. Stop looking at my racks, Hawkeye. Stop looking at my racks. This is a family show. Oh my gosh, it worked. Oh my gosh, it worked. Hold on, let's do this. Woo! Oh, hello. Are you joking? Did we just make something amazing? Holy moly. Oh my God. Oh my, that looks pretty darn good, don't it? Oh my. Woo. All right, we got to put it in the freezer, fridge. Alright. Broken clock and all that? Wait, what broken clock? What's happening? Hey, Rich, we did it! We did it! Alright, that goes in the fridge. Even a broken clock is right twice a day? Well, I must be broken all the time. Wait, that don't... Tweety, should we make sure that we do another sample of frosting? We want to make sure it didn't go bad in the time that we took out the stuff. Oh my God, that's so good. Duh, of course, that's how all the good cooks do it. All right. What time is it? 4:08? Oh, 20 after. 20 after, we'll take out the cake. We'll frost it. Daku, who's after me? Who am I raiding into? If he won't mind if I'm a few minutes late. Yeah, I'll DM Iffy and tell him. Because I want to make sure that we've got time to pull the giveaway, frost the cake, and sample it. Yep. Wait, did you guys hear me talking at all? Oh my gosh, the thing wasn't even on. Let's go for the kiddos! Oh my gosh. I would like to hold on. Let me get this thing. I would like to congratulate Team Even for 1550 and no change. Not trying to elicit a response from Team Chaos. I mean, I guess I thought Team Chaos was a formidable foe. I mean, there's no 6 or 9. I was wondering why I was so quiet. I love you, but bring it on, Chaos. I know, right, Iffy? I thought Team Chaos had huevos. Man, I tell you. Yeah, that's fine. You know, are they fighting words? Are they? You know? Yeah, Darth, I don't think they can beat Team Even out. You know, there you go. The total was miscalculated. Trying to start a rumble during the last quarter of the game, right, Freddie? Yeah, Ryan, we're over 100. That's why we went. We got a huge donation. $777.77. So that's why, let's go for it. Let's go for it. Yeah, there you go. We got a clip. Holy buckets. The 7s were strong. Yeah, let's go. So then we asked, okay, Nunji was here, and we're like, Nunji, how far away are we? And Nunji was like, yeah, we're like $367 away. On PC now I can actually see things. Hey, Team Chaos is letting Team Even win this year, so all Team Chaos destroyed it last year. That's true. This is very true. Yeah. So does that mean that next year Team Chaos is going to come back with a vengeance and take back the title? I mean, there is a trophy. So I'm such a little snot sometimes. Oh boy! Oh, the person who begins it, ends it. Cal comes in. Cal comes in. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, Cal? Cal? Holy buckets! Ah, we got more! We chaos in the even, too much chaos! Let's go! Thank you so much, Cal. That was so great of you. Oh my gosh, Anonymous coming in, Team Chaos. Freddie, that's how I take it too. That's how I take it. Either Team Even or Team Chaos. It's all about getting more money for the kiddos. Chaos plus chaos equals even. That's some weird math. That's right. It's pretty good. It's bad. Should I know by now? Don't make the mods angry. That's right. Don't make the mods angry. I've got mods that are some of the best trollers, best donators, best banners. The best in the business. Best in the business. I tell you, I wouldn't trade my mods for anything. I tell you. Woo! Oh my gosh. Dago! I sent you a Discord DM. Okay. Who is this? Who's that? Zim coming on in! Oh my gosh, Zim. Yeah, let's go! All right, all right, all right, all right. Oh no, Josh, what'd you do? What was that? What happened, Josh? Oh my gosh, everybody. Okay, we gotta go on to the other screen. Hold on. Hold the phone. Something has just come in. Don't sleep, man. Oh my god. Something has just come in. I've got to change over. Hold on. Daku has done something wonderful. Daku has done something wonderful. Ugh. All right. Everybody, we're going to pull the mega giveaway. Where's my thing? Where's my thing? The noms. Where's my noms? There we go. All right, everybody. Let's pull this. Got it. Thank you, my friend. All right, let's pull this. Everybody in? We gotta pull this because Daku gave me another giveaway.
In 5, 4,
Daku gave me another giveaway.
2. This is your last chance to hit the cancellation button.
Yeah,
Just
it's
kidding.
pretty good.
1. Have a nice day.
All right, closing out this giveaway, and here we go. Giveaway. Lyral, you're in? Everybody in? All right. Giveaway is closed. Here we go, everybody. And the winner is Anno! Anno, you won! You woke up just in time! Anno, let's go! Anno. Anno, you got everything. You got a purple Guarped. You got a pink Torchbug. And you got a month of ESO Plus on PC. Anno, Anno, Anno. Amazing. Way to go. Huge. That's a huge one. Anno, Anno, where are you? Did you speak up in chat yet? All right. Well, I'm getting that for Anno. Friendo rules. Yeah. Yeah. We know Anno. If Anno had to go back to bed or something like that, we'll give him the codes tomorrow. All right, everybody. Here is what's... I'm back with Anno, you won! Anno, you won! You won. It's Purple Guarpet, Pink Torchbug, and ESO Plus on PC for a month. Are you on PC? I forget. Anno, you won the big giveaway. You won the Mega Pack. Yeah, Anno, you won the Mega Pack!
C3L3R0 gifted the Jazz Cat Stace 17 a sub. C3L3R0 gifted a tier 1 sub to Stace 17. They have
Yay!
given 140 gift subs in the channel.
Solero, thank you for giving that to Stace. Welcome back to the Jazz. Enjoy your Maty modes. Ishabu, thank you for giving that to Anno! I still have a sleep.
Ishabue gifted the Jazz
Here,
Cat
I will
Tier 1
message you.
sub. Ishabue gifted a tier 1 sub to Ano Zero. They have given 34 gift subs in the channel.
Anno, check your Twitch whispers and give me a hello back. We've never talked before, so I just want to make sure you can see all the stuff. There you go. So it's 3 codes. The first code is purple guar. That is this code.
Titter92 cheered 100 bits. Thank you. Congrats, Party Popper.
So there's that one. So that's the purple guar, is that code. The second one is the pink torch bug. Pink torch bug is this code. No, you don't have to choose. That's why this one was so special. You get all of them. Nope, you do not have to choose. You get them all. And let me give you ESO Plus. Look at that. You're half asleep and you win all the things. This better not be a dream. It's not. It's There you go. Plug all 3 of those codes in on the ESO website. Left-hand side was just redeem code. Redeem all 3 codes. Boom. Bob's your uncle, Annie's your, Fanny's your aunt, or however they say it. All right, everybody. Let me see. Can I do this since I'm not in game? Let's do this. Let's do this. So it's this. Let's save image. Save image. Put that in here.
Kyberson cheered 100 bits. Thank you. Congrats, everyone.
Congrats! Oh my god. Thank everybody for the hype train. Oh my gosh, the hype train's going on.
Bo_Jangles_247 cheered 100 bits. Thank you.
Alright, let me see. Picture, image.
Ishabue cheered 100 bits. Thank you.
Where is it? Where is it? Boom. Here we go, everybody. For crushing the goal today, I'm giving away one of these headsets that Daku just gave me. Yep. So let me start up a new giveaway. It's a beautiful headset. All right, let me get it going. Hold on. Let me get it going. I gotta do a new giveaway. That one's complete. Back to giveaways. There we go. There it is. Nice. Nice. Bam. And let's add that to... How we do it? Because I'm going to go check on the cake. So you guys get this as we're doing this. So you guys all know, exclamation point case. Oh, you know what to do. Let's get the food one up. Let's go here. And let's add the headset to that. Image. Existing image. Look at this. Doing this all on the fly. I love it. Put that right there. Alright, and noms. Let's go headset giveaway. Headset giveaway. Boom. Let's grab it. We'll put this down here. Oh, look at this. Look at that. Look how that works. I tell you, like I planned it or something. All right. Let's go take the cake out. Ooh. right. Let's take our cake out. Wash my hands. My big plate. Whoa! Who's coming in? Who's coming in? Freddie! Team Even! Let's go, Team Even! Woohoo! Team Even, let's go! I lost a dollop. I lost a dollop. Let's see. Bum-ba-doo-doo-doo. Dum-ba-da-da-dum. Actually, let me get the other angle for you. There we go. Ready to lick the bowl? Oh my gosh, I got so much icy. It's gonna be so great. Hey, look at that! Woohoo! Ten out of 10? Yeah! Let's go! Let's see, where's my... We'll put a little crushed pecans on the top. It does. It's one way that you can get to eat your This is true. Who is that? Chaos! You gotta have that 69. You gotta have the 69 in there. All right, everybody. Let's get these pecans. And a little bit of our coconut flake. A little bit of coconut flake. Is there any other way? Oh my gosh. Molly's gonna be so proud of me! Look at this! Oh my goodness! I gotta take pictures. Oh my gosh. This is so good looking. I wanted to find a better side. Oh my gosh. All right. So now we got to cut it. No, no, no. Oh, yes.
RichMD57 shared 5 bits. Thank you. Next cheesecake Matygo mixer Matygo wiggle Matygo chair Matygo heart.
Nice. All right, let me load all these up. Oh my gosh, check out the pictures. Oh my goodness. Here's the cake with a piece taken out of the middle. And there's the cake. I wanted to get a piece that was a little bit more photogenic. I wanted to have a piece that's a little bit photogenic. All right, it is a little warm. I'm going to put the main part in the fridge. So it can cool a little bit because it is sliding. All right, let me get a little bit of milk. And we're going to try this. It looks amazing. Yeah, fridge is doing good. Yeah. Yeah, I think because I left the frosting out for a little bit, so the frosting got a little bit warm. Oh my gosh, let's try this. My first carrot cake ever. Oh my God, that's amazing. It is so moist. Holy moly. Mm. Mm. Wow. Oh. Oh, I forgot the orange food dye. Oh my god. Yeah, it's still pretty warm. I probably would keep it in the fridge a little longer and put the frosting in the fridge to thicken up a little too. Yeah, Anna, I put it on in Discord. Wow. Mmm. Yep, the spice profile is pretty much like pumpkin spice. Wow. Mmm. Real good day, everybody. Amazing day. Brilliant. Wow. Oh, that is so good. That actually is the best carrot cake I've ever had in my life. Mmm. That's why, Mama, it must be like whatever carrots or overly coconut or raisins or whatever. This, and I'm baffled by the pineapple. The pineapple, wow. It just gives this wonderful, moist, sweet flavor. Oh. Oh. That's amazing. Oh. Wow. Delicious, Stephen R, yeah. They all blend so well. I'll make sure. Yeah, Miss Molly Makes, thank you so much. I was just going to say. Yeah, check her out. Put Miss Molly Makes it. We'll put in the recipes for the Discord her recipe for this. She had a video for it too. That's why I knew what I had to do. Oh my gosh, everyone. Yeah, this is the best carrot cake I've ever had in my life. Miss Molly Makes, absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Holy buckets. Mmm. Wow. Mmm. That is the best I've ever had in my life. Oh. Wow. Yep. She's got a wonderful online website. She has cookbooks. She has like accessories, things that you can buy. Oh. Oh. That's not. All right. And she's overall just an awesome person. That's the thing. She's just a good people. You know? All right, everybody, giveaway. Giveaway. Make sure that you're in the giveaway. Which way I have it. There we go. Giveaway for the headset. Let's pull it, and we got to go rate Iffy. We're running late.